Welcome to the DBMS lab experiment number 2. So in this experiment number 2, we will cover up the different SQL clauses and the operations on views. This was the agenda to take up this lab. So when we are working with this SQL views, let us start by creating a table uh, where it is with students and it takes SID, name, age, section, address, and pocket money. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 fields, 6 fields. So we have 6 fields here. So now the before we work with the SQL select command, first we are working with the data definition language. So we made a create operation here. So we made a create operation. So that's the reason why we work with this. Now let us uh, put the values in this form. So 502, it is pointing out to SID, name with the S name, 18, it is pointing out the age, and then the other one was the section part. Finally, the address part, and the last one will be the pocket money. This is how fields are going to take up. So we will make some 10 to 15 insert commands. After that, we will first work with the star. So star, now it is selects, or it is going to retrieve all the rows in the student table. It is going to retrieve all the rows in the student table. Okay, so that is what we are expecting. Now we need to execute it. We need to execute this content. So how are we executing was, we will be using livesql.oracle.com, create our account in the cloud, and we will start building the queries. So now it is connecting to the SQL online. So some network issue is working. Yeah, now it is turning back. Yeah. So my username, password. You can have a free sign in if you are don't have an account. That's a free sign in. It gives it asks just your email IDs, your first name, last name, etc. So now you can see here the SQL worksheet where we can take this into things. Now, first of all, I will start picking up the values, and then we will move to the first phase. So for quick understanding, uh, we are now creating a table. We are not working on any primary key, etc. It is a simple operation. So we are not working on any normalizations, etc. So it is a simple table here. So create table followed by student with SID belongs to number, name belongs to some varchar, age, section, etc. address. So how we are going to create was it is with a DML command, and then you can see here table was created. So verify whether how the table was created. So desk student s students. So when we move with this, now it is going to describe the table. So these are the different fields, and these were the different data types with number, varchar, etc. Now I just want to make some data uh, manipulation language. So that is, we have to insert rows into the data. So we are going to insert the rows was it is within the insert command. So insert syntax was insert into table name. So table name was student and giving up the values. So one observation was when we are going to work with this character, we should have quotes, and when it is numeric, it is optional whether we give up the things or not. So right now I can execute a single row. One row is created. You can find it here. One row was created, and similarly I can execute multiple rows. Similarly, I can execute multiple rows. So let me execute this first 4 rows here. So you can see 4 insert commands are erased. Then I will look into this numbers 66, 72, 95, 83, C6, some of the names, and so it is inserted. Then we will move up with this another values. So there was an error here, and we will fix it up. So okay, so where was this error? We should be taking up again. So insert into student values, name followed by age, codes, etc. So where was the error was we let us check whether it is within another record or not. So missing comma was there. So oh, we'll again type this again, or so insert into students some values 5D9. Yeah, I got it. So we are working with the character here. So I was mentioning with this number, right? So SID was number. So I don't have any other option right now as it is showing some number. So I will just give 599, 591, some 58, 5, and 56. Maybe if it is a case, so let's see whether uh, yeah, now you can figure it out. The number of rows are inserted here. Similarly, then if you see the case, then there is no other option to move up again with numbers. So if I would have declared this instead of number, if it is a character, then it goes. So let us check whether these three rows are inserted, and now let us see all the rows are going to be inserted or not. So for that we can have this table. So we have 16 rows are part of this. So 16 rows are inserted. This is enough for us to make an good understanding of what is going to happen in this module. Okay, so this was the result set. So when we are working with the select star from student. Fine. Now coming to the theoretical aspect again. So we worked with while asterisk here. Now let us look the select command clauses. What was the first clause? Was the first clause we will work with from. So it is points to the database where we need to fetch the data. And second thing was where it can be opted towards applying with a condition. So if such is the case, now we will work with this first one, that is select student name from students where pocket money was greater than 3,000. So the pocket money amount should be greater than 3,000. So now we can look into the working set aspect greater than 3,000, right? This was the questionnaire. Pocket money was greater than 3,000. So if such is the case, now we should get 3344, then with 3322 and 4,000, followed by what was the condition? Greater than 3,000. So we will not get this 3,000. So 3,500. So we are expecting 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Okay. So we should expect the 6 rows to be returned when the from and where class statement are going to be affected at this case. So now we are executing the query as of now. So the Live SQL is an online SQL editor where we can store our entire content here, whatever queries we are going to expect. So all those it is going to be getting executed. So let me rerun this again. So it is taking up time. So here we are taking up from and where will be the two parts of the SQL command. So there is some connection mismatch, and we are not getting the values as of now. So we will rerun again. We will rerun again. So it is taking time. As we are working with an online compiler, maybe there are some network issue from my side. Yeah, now you can see name. Yeah. So just now we mentioned that we should get 3, 4, 5, and 6 record entities. That's the area what we were talking about. So 4,000 it was Vishnupriya, and when it was 3232, then it was Chandana, and if it is with 3344, then it is with Lalita. So in this way, the answer is what we expected. So all the names you can verify the values here. So next thing was after working with the names, so let us bring back the values to our notebook because we have to archive all the recordings here. So all the values, what we expected and what we are prompting. So now let us see up the values which when we are going to work with some wildcards. When we are going to work with wildcards. So in wildcards, we have mentioning as percentage, and another was percentage hyphen here. So these are the two things what now we are working in this direction. So the first character should be yes. So here I can mention the first character must be yes, and rest it can be any of the character. So we are selecting star from students where S name is like yes. That means the name of the student should start with yes. So just verify the database here as we have the database here. So just verify the database as of now. So identify the names which are going to bring up the things which starts with yes. So now it is Sri Banu here. Then we have only one name. It is pointing out which starts with the yes. So if such is the case, now let us verify whether it goes or not. So now I am taking up the query from this OneNote and bringing it to our values, to the execution part, and just see. So we are expecting the value. What was the value we are expecting? We expect the answer should be Sri Bhanu, right? So so we will put this here and start executing. So yes should be first, and the rest should be percentage. So now you can again re-execute it. No data found. Surprising. No data found. So what went wrong? Is it an uppercase letter? So just put this as an uppercase letter. So see what happens. So now you can see this 561. The name was Sri Banu, and these are her credentials. So now the key takeaway after looking at this thing was the wildcards, they are case sensitive. The wildcards now they are going to pose up with the case sensitive elements. So that was the takeaway what we should understand. So this is uppercase yes. Okay. Now let us look into the other query. That the student's name was first. It can be of any type. Okay, it can be A, B, C, D to any value, but the second character must be A. The second character must be A, and again remaining can follow. First character can be of any type, of any type, and the rest of the things of any type, and the rest of the things it is going to be followed with A. So let us execute this part here. So we will execute this query here and see what happens. Okay, we got some answers. I don't think this is the right way to understand the answers, but we will first interpret what should be the answer. So the second character should be A, right? The second character should be A. So occurrence 1, Kavya 2, and Lalita, we have A as the second character, and Ratnam, A is there, and Madhuri, again age was there. Tharuni, again age was A was mentioned. Nagavalli, again A was mentioned. So again Ratnam was there, A was mentioned. Chandana was there, A was mentioned. So how many rows we are expecting? So we expect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what was the total number of rows we are going to get? It is 8. Maybe we have mistaken there. Just go back to the scenario. So where it went off? So Chandana, right? So this is not here, right? So Chandana, it is CH. So we should not consider. So total we should be getting only 8 rows. So we got the 8 rows here. You can see up, we got the 8 rows. So let us save this in our notebook for understanding in future. Okay. So we will wind it here. Now result set is taken up. The next one was select name and address. So these 2 points, name and address, these are called the targeted list. These 2 items, they are called as the target list. So from, it is now working here where it is putting the condition. So from, it indicates the table name, where it is going to move up the condition part. So what was the condition? We were telling the pocket money should be greater than 2,500 and the age should be less than 90. Okay, this was the condition. What was the condition? Pocket money should be greater than 2,500 and age should be greater than, age should be less than 90. So now first move to the database what we are working. Let us move to the database what we are working. So we will erase the previous analysis what we made. Now what was the query? Again the query was pocket money should be greater than 2,500 and the age was less than 90. So if such is the case, the easy way was uh, to identify first who is less than age 19 years. So then we will be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next, what is the other condition? Pocket money should be greater than 2,500. So condition is meeting, so first row will come. Condition is meeting, second row will come. So here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Even the first part is meeting. Here the first part 18 was meeting, but pocket money should be greater than 2,500. So we will not get 1, 2, 3, 4. So greater than 2500. So this is not met. 18, yeah, we will be getting this condition. So we should expect the answer with the 3 rows. Next one, 18 and 2600. Yeah, we can use this row. 18 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we won't get this. So total we can expect around 4 rows to be a part of our answers. So what we can take up was, now we will work in this model here. So we are taking the queries. We are taking the queries here. Now then move up to the live SQL editor here. Then we put the command, select the command, and hit on the run button. So 12 rows are there. So 12 rows are there. So I didn't look into this scenario. It is or. The condition was or. The condition was and. So both should meet here. So just verify this and here. So and now there are 3 rows: Lalita, Tharni, and Ahmadunisa. So we are expecting only 3 rows: Lalita, Tharni, and Ahmadunisa. So 2500 should be there. So where it went wrong, again we have to troubleshoot in this model. So uh, yeah, this was my mistake. That is, we will not get this, right? We will not get this. So we will get only the values 1, 2, and 3. The condition was it should be greater than 2500. It is meeting 18, but it is not meeting it. So we will get only the 3 rows here. Okay. Let us move up to the next value. That was select as name from students where pocket money, like the first condition, it should be 2. Second, third can be any, and that means it can be ranging from 0 to 9, and this position also can be ranging to 0 to 9. But position number 2, it is fixed. 0, it is also fixed. So position 2 was fixed, position 3 was fixed. So what will be the values we are going to expect? So now what will be the values we are going to expect? So let us move to the database again. This was the database what we are working. So let us remove all the scratches what we worked with the pen. So then the first condition was it should start with 2. The last condition was it should end up with 0, and anything can be in between. Then what we can choose? So 2, it is meeting up. 2, 0, it is meeting up. 2, 2, no, it is not meeting. 2, 4, it is not meeting. Only the first condition was meeting up. Then this value was meeting, and 2, 6 was meeting up. So these are the values. So which are meeting up the condition? First should be 2, last should be 0, and this can be any value. It can be of any value. So then what to happen? what should happen right now. So the total number of rows we are expecting will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So we are expecting the answer for 5 rows. So let us take up this query now. Let us take up the query here and move it to the SQL editor, online SQL editor. So yeah, so putting up the query here, putting up the query here. So we start with 2 and if it there and other are, it can be of any size. So executing this query now. So we get Varshita, Kavya, Madhuri and Ahmadunisa. But what was the target we mentioned? The target we was mentioning was to display the names, So now we got the 4 records, right? Now we got up the 4 records. So we can move to our one notebook, all the 4 records here. So let us select this table and move the table here. So we get the table here. Then uh, our answer, what we were talking was the same records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, there is again one. Again, we made a mistake. So it should not be here, right? So only we will get 1, 2, 3, and 4. We will get only 4 records. So that's the reason why we got the 4 records here. Next. Now I want my content to be displayed with ascending order. So we talked about a where clause, then we talked about a from clause, right? Now the third clause here was the order by clause. So order by, it puts the data either in ascending or descending order. It puts the data either in ascending or descending order. So that was the objective. So let us see the database first here, how the database was constituted here. So let us erase the previous content, what was a part of this. So we are now in a way to erase the old content. Okay. Now, what was the question? Now, the question was to put the things in order by. That too, we want to put it in ascending order. So by default, it is ascending order. If I want to use the things in descending, then I have to move it in a keyword called as DES. So that's where we have to understand. Now, uh, we have section as A, section as CCC. Then we have section as BBB and section as CCC. Now I want this to put in an ascending order. All A's first, all B's first, second, and all C's third. So how we can do it now? So let us take up this query here. Let us take up the query here. So and just we are mentioning with group by. So the SQL now it is working with a aggregate operation, and that aggregate operation I didn't mention. So excuse me, okay, I have to put this order by command. So let us execute this first order by section, then we can start with the group by command. So now you can feel it. We are having all the A section first, all the B section next, and all the C section towards the last. So we get this all A's at this point, all B's and all C's. So why it was happened? Because we are putting this in form of ascending model. We moved it in form of ascending order. So that is the reason why we are mentioning in this format. Next one was select star from student order by descending. So just instead of moving this in an ascending, now let us put up this command again, but let us put this command again, and then we need to put this in DESC. DESC is a reserved word here. DESC is a reserved word. Now you can observe here all the records are going to be at C, then all the records B are pulled, and in pipeline you do have this K. So section C was first, B was in middle, and it was at A. But earlier we were working with the ascending order, so that is the reason why we got the A section first. So this is how we are mentioning the result sets. Now let us talk about one more interesting item, that was group by. Let us talk about one more interesting word, group by. So we talked about from, where, or. Now let us take this group by command. So in group by command, we are now working with aggregate functions. We will work with aggregate functions. Some of the aggregate functions will be sum, average, count, etc. So when we put this sum of pocket money independently, what happens was it will consolidate the entire table pocket money 323232 12134 4000 3344. In this way it will sum up all the things. But now as we are using group by option, it is working with group by name, or it can work with a variable what we were mentioning. So let us work on this section, group by section. So as of now, we got this right. So we got all the A section was piped. So we can get the sum value. All the B section was piped. Again, we will get the sum value. And all the C section was piped. So we will be getting this value. So all the B section, it was piped. Then the C section, it is going to be piped. So what was the three sum values we are going to get? So we made a group. What was group? CAC as group 1. This is CSCB, CSCB as group 2. Another one was CSCC as group 3. So this is how we are looking. Now we will take up this query, start executing this query. Start executing this query. So group by section, we are going to have these values. So now you can see the funda. So we mentioned the query as group by section. So that is the reason why you can feel this. It was section C, section B, and section A. The previous thing is still going up. So we will hit the run button. Then we will see this again. So we are going to get these values. So C section, it was with 22,621, B section with 9,100, A section with 10,522. So we are working with the table values here, and then we put up these sections, that is where the group by is going to occur. Next one was we should work up with having clause. Next one was to work up with having clause. This was the last class of the SQL. So when we are going to have having clause, so having clause, it is going to be preceded by group by. It is going to be preceded by the group by. So again, we can put a condition, it can meet up. So we are mentioning SID is some greater than 2 or something like that. So the student database is going to be updated with the SID. So having was to be preceded with a group by, and thereby we are mentioning having to occur here, and it is with count is greater than some value, whatever value it is. So let me put it, the value was greater than 560. So one thing, I can just put one aggregate function, and so I can say it as select count of SID from students. So when it is going to execute, it displays the total number of records. Okay, so total database is going to consist of 16 records. Then what was the condition we are going to work out? The condition we are going to say it is group by address. It is working with group by address. So when it is with group by address, then it is going to have with group by addresses. Just uh, understand the number of addresses here. Number of addresses here. So I can put here as Chennai 1, 2, 3, 4 in this model. Then Mumbai 1, 1, 2. We have 2 addresses for Mumbai. Then let us see number of addresses for Hyderabad. So 1, 2, then Hyderabad was 3. Check the 4th address. So Kolkata. So total number of addresses for Kolkata. So again it is 1. So Kolkata addresses are 1. Then check up with this value Bhimavaram. So it is 1. It is 1 out of 16, 2 out of 16, 3 out of 16. So it is 3 here. Then still we have Bangalore pending. So 1 located at Bangalore. So we can say Bangalore, it is with 1. Then we have Tirupati here. So it is 1. So we can mention Tirupati as 1. And then are there any other pending here? Yeah, we have pending as Visakhapatnam, and that is also only 1. Right. Now what was the condition? The condition was having the ID should be greater than 2 occurrences. So what will be the answer was we can go up with 4, 3, Bhimavaram 3, Hyderabad 2. So we will be expecting 4 answers. And what else we can expect was group by addresses and having count is greater than 2. So what are the different address groups? So these items we are going to call it as address groups. So Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Bhimavaram, Tirupati, Visakhapatnam. So these are all we are going to have the address groups. Then we were working, it should be greater than 2. So at this case we can say it CH should be 4, Mumbai it is 3, greater than 2, Bhimavaram 3, and Hyderabad 3. So just execute this query and see what was our expected answer and how it is how the SQL is going to take up in its view. So we will select the query move to our working area, the live SQL. Then we are executing this query here. So we are executing this query here. Now, count of SID is an aggregate function. Addresses we were mentioning, and it is grouped by addresses and having the count should be greater than or equals to 2. So this query is not yet executed. So let us re-execute the query. So I'm hitting the run button again for re-execution. So now you can see up the answers. You can see the answers here. So it is greater than or equals to 2. The value we are showing is greater than or equals to 2. So it is 3, 3, 4 and 2. But let me put if it is just greater than 2. If it is greater than 2. So I think I made a mistake. So I have to select the query. Is it so? I don't guess. So it is executing. We'll pause for a minute here. So count of SID followed by addresses. Addresses it is with Bhimavaram, etc. So yeah, we will now execute the values here. So now you can feel with Bhimavaram, Hyderabad, Chennai and Mumbai. So these are the IDs what we were expecting earlier. So we got these occurrences right. Total occurrences was 4. You can pull up these answers. For better understanding, we are using the Microsoft OneNote, so that the advantage what we take up was we can store up the values, images, annotations, text in the text and the font, whatever we like. So everything we can use. So that is the reason why we are choosing this OneNote for our conditions. So up to now, let us rework on this. We talked about clauses. The first clause we talked was uh, where and from clause. Then we talked about the uh, order by clause. Thereby we talked about having clause, and then group by clause. So these are the different clauses we talked about. Now let us see some interesting word called as views. Interesting word called as views here. So when we can use this word views here. So views are nothing but virtual tables. So views, they are nothing but the virtual table, and I can call here as a virtual table of an existing table, and it can use all the attributes or partial attributes or partial attributes. So the various operations what we can do upon views will be creating of a view, dropping of a view, followed by altering a view, updates, insert and delete them. So these are the primitive operations what we can uh, work up with the views. So this is the basic understanding before we dig deep towards the view concept. So how we are going to work with views? So that was we will use the DML command and we can fill it up with create. That's we call it as data definition language. And here you can see it, the data manipulation language. So it is mimicking both the DDL and DML. So the first part, it is creating a view with create command. Second, it is holding fields, and it is creating of the view. So both are going to happen simultaneously in a same query. So this was the understanding what we should get it up. So just verify how a student view is going to be created, how a student view is going to be inserted and taken up. So we will say create view followed by student view 1, and then we are going to mention, instead of telling all the attributes, that is address, name, pocket money, etc. Now we will be selecting only name and age. We will be taking up only the two attributes. So rest of the attributes we are not working here. So that's the reason why we call view, it is going to be a partial view. So how do I create it? I can use an SQL command called as create, and view is a result word. View name is a user defined word. As is going to be a keyword. Select is going to be a DML, and the attributes from which the table they are going to be borrowed. So yes, view was created. So here I can say view is created. Now, just verify what are the items it is going to take up. What are the items it is going to take up? So we are now hitting the run button to have to check up the field items of a view table. So view table, yeah, now you can see it is yes, name and age here. So all the 16 records, so maybe we have hit it the insert operation twice. So all the records which are existing, so those they are going to be part of this view table here. Now let us insert with something into a view here. So uh, the insert command is going to be taken up. Now we are not taking, here you can see all the view items are selected. So the table what we are working, so the entire table is selected here. Now is selected. So what we can let us work with the first operation here. So let us work with the first operation, that is how we can insert some elements into a view. So what are the table we were taking was, we were taking as yes name and age. We were taking yes name and age as the first view. So we will use this insert command and check whether this insert is going to take place. One, it is pointing out the name, another it is pointing out to the age. Okay, now let us check what happens uh, to the view. Okay, so now you can see Devi is now inserted at this point. So I can just type that record Devi is inserted. So next thing was, what can I see whether Devi was updated in the main table or not, right? This was the most ambiguity, whether the reflections in the view table will happen in the main table or not. So that was the ambiguity part will provoke to our mind at this time. So you can see here, this is quite interesting. We have taken up only the name and we have taken up only the age. Rest of the attributes, they are fitted with null. Why null? The reason was we created a view with only two variables. So rest we didn't feed any data. So that will be placed up with only the null values. So that was the most interesting part. It is going to uh, understand from creating of a view. So the other thing was whether we can make a update operation on a view, whether we can make a update operation on a view. So we worked on insert operations. Now we are now working towards the update operations. We are now working towards the update operation. So earlier age was 22 or 21 odd. Now we have changed this. We have changed or we have updated to 18. So just check what was Devi's age. So Devi's age, now you can see it was 18. So earlier Devi's age was 22. So I can write up here. So earlier, so here Devi age was 22. Now Devi was Devi's data is inserted in main table. Now here we can see when I'm going to put this at this point, Devi age will be updated to 18. So that was the key takeaway. We should get the thing. Now just see the third option. Can we make a delete operation? So can we make a delete operation over the view? The answer was yes. So we can check up this value and go up with uh, delete from student view 1 where student name was given as Devi, and just see whether it was dropped, whether it was dropped in the main table. The answer should be yes. Of course the answer should be yes. So we don't find any value Devi. Earlier it was 31, now again it is 31 here. So that is how we are going to take up. So delete operation will be affected. So at this point we can say delete operation will be affected. Delete operation will be affected. And finally, when we work with a SQL query with view, can we drop a view? The answer was yes. So how can I drop a view? Was I can use this query, and then uh, drop view. So drop view followed by the view name. Drop view followed by the view name. We should select the entire line. So you can see here view was dropped. So that is how uh, we'll be getting the answer. So you can see this view drop as an answer for this query. So a quick recap on what this view was. So view, we are going to call it as a virtual table, and it is used for fast retrieval. View can be created, dropped, altered, updated, and we can look up the things as mentioned with all the uh, examples. So this is all from my side towards uh, SQL queries and stopping recording.